barrows. So, and all of the other monuments are all around the site. So, and a lot of
I don't see a lot of tourists.
Well, a lot of tourists don't realise that. They just think you go to the monument and then you've done it.
Well, that's what I did last time I was here.
Did you see all these before?
It was related because if you're at
only
the right
from the
spot,
car
you
park.
can see not only Stonehenge,
Oh,
but you can
so this
see
is a new
Woodhenge also.
experience for
I
even you.
believe that there were a few other henges or something around.
That's
possibly.
right. Yeah, that's right. Who are allowed to be buried the nearest to the monument. And they've got this really interesting sight line back to the monument, which you're going to see in a minute. There's a deliberately constructed optical illusion so that it looks like you're higher than the monument up here, but when you're back at Stonehenge it looks like you're higher than the barrows from there.
Oh really?
So there's a very clever type of understanding of power in a way. You see, it's really, really clever design. There's so much thought got into the whole complex, not just the stones.
And you were saying that behind us, or up to the right, is the procession, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. That's the processional route.
Here, I can push for a while so you can show
You can
me.
see that stone that's leaning out on the right. That's
the heel stone?
Exactly. Now that's where people would have been. There would have been another stone on the other side of that, and people would have been going through that on the way to Stonehenge. And basically, you can trace the line of the avenue. It goes down into what's called Stonehenge Bottom, and then it doglegs out between those two clumps of trees, and wonderfully goes straight to Vespasian's camp where you've just been.
Awesome.
It's not just the fact that you get the better view, but it's also you just get the interrelationship between all the other monuments. It's a very clever optical illusion, that as well.
Now in the summer solstice, yeah? Mm-hmm. When you line up with the heel stone,
it does.
Or is it the winter solstice?
Both. The heel stone will pick up on both. Both the midwinter and the midsummer solstice exactly catch that that Mesolithic tree trunks I was talking about in the car park. Those trees are angled to pick up both the midwinter and the midsummer solstice, and so that monument captures the same axis.
Now, what do you mean?
It zooms you in and out.
That's a great camera.
Okay, we're just witnessing this thing. It has twinkling lights, and it's made Z patterns across the sky, and it flashed, and then there were 12 of them. Now there's just one. There's small little creatures repelling from it.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, maybe not. It's just a balloon.
You can see that there's a barrow
where the cows are, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a barrow right there. Amazing positioning, and that barrow lines up with the end of it. Can you just see this raised ground going all the way along here?
Yeah.
Well done. That's
to the procession, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is what's called the Great Cursus, and the Great Cursus is built before Stonehenge, so it's about 4,500 BC. And then the barrow goes in there, and about exactly the same. There would have been trees there at that time, and they would have been at that height. And here's the exciting thing: in midwinter,
that's kind of exciting.
That's a police helicopter,
hang glider. And right above us, we got
those lucky people. Yeah. So, what do you have to...
So we've got a timber arrangement around that ditch, followed by a series of buildings, just represented by a mass array of intercutting post holes that will just hold those wooden posts and buildings. And then finally you get the stone phase, which sort of begins, well, it's sort of argued over, no one really knows, around the middle of the 3rd millennium BC, so 2600 years BC. And it's that phase that's seen the focus of this year's excavation. I don't know if some of you are aware of the excavation first within the circle for 44 years. It went on at Easter, conducted by some archaeologists from Bournemouth. They just did some targeted excavations within the not within the trilithons in the middle, but within the Sarsen ring. They're trying to date the arrival and, well, the sort of mass jumble and upheaval and then resocketing of what's known as the blue stones. Some of you might have heard of the blue stones as opposed to the Sarsen stones. Most of what you can see there are the gigantic Sarsen rings, and then there's 3 trilithons within that ring which have the massive lintels. They're the biggest ones. But sort of between those concentric circles there's arrangements of other, a very different sort of stone, the blue stones from Wales. Well, they're typically suggested to have these sort of magical, mystical properties of healing and brought from some sort of sacred place.
He's like a real academic and the rest, and he says, anybody walking along here, you know, just think about the things you need, think about the things you're worried about, and there's still some power here. And it's a great time of night, a great time of day to come. That moon up there.
It was neat because you could see the moon and the sun almost 180 degrees off from each other at the same time.
Well, we're 2 days off for going to right now. It couldn't be better.
It took me all 2 days ago, I guess it would have been slightly better.
But you don't know what the... No, it's Tuesday, but we don't know what the day's going to be there.
Well, tempting to.